Hey guys, we'll get started in just a few minutes. AR, why don't you try saying a few words?
Okay. I do know what I'm saying for the intro this time, so no previews this time.
On the plus side, they updated the little video audio window thing, so even when muted, I can tell if your guys' mics are on.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Dev,
Fancy.
why don't you say a few words, Dev?
I think it just might be the holiday, but my God, most ridiculous customers in existence. Just like
Hey,
why?
we bought our dishwasher online. We did not
And for
we
that,
did
I
not
thank you.
contribute to the problem.
Look, don't worry, we have plenty of people acting ridiculous to go over later. There's like 5 or 6 different topics that lead to, no, don't do that. Oh no.
It's really funny. Our dishwasher broke a couple weeks ago, and I was waiting for my tax refund to come back, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, President's Day. That's a thing. So
President's
this is now 2 consecutive years we bought appliances on President's Day, and I feel really, really weird about that.
the most important function of President's Day is to be a late February sale.
Yeah, basically. Just
Because
gotta unload.
because President's Day is one of those things where no one actually does anything for it. So
No.
stores go kind of stupid and going, okay, no one's going to be distracted by family or events.
Yeah, you can just stoke straight commerce with this one.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's what happened.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. You guys ready?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the With the Will podcast. We're here to entertain and inform a bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark Run with the Will.
I'm AR Pulver, and I'm all amped up for Pokemon Day Saturday.
I am DevQ, and I hope the music is better this time around because, my God, the last anniversary CD sucked.
It feels like this should be a light week. I think this is actually one of the news heaviest weeks we've had in a while.
Just because they're ramping up for Digimon Con and
Yeah, it's more
Yeah,
getting ready for the
yeah,
big day.
yeah. It's basically, and we've had this happen before. The idea is as we go, okay, it's going to be a light week, but then they have a bunch of stuff that they aren't going to have time for at the event, so they just decide to like machine gun pellet shit at us.
And clear house. They also
Yes.
did some house clearing.
House, yeah, in multiple ways. And first, we have to talk about the ultimate house clearing, an episode of Ghost Game that I think is the first one we actually disagree on in a while.
It seems like it, yeah. I
Uh,
liked this one.
so to me, the episode's kind of trash because like the lighting mood is nice. The episode itself is kind of junk to me because nothing. Not only does nothing happen, there's no function to anything. Like, okay, They quote unquote get sent back in time, but they're not actually back in time, and time travel kind of doesn't matter until the last minute of the episode. Like they don't seem to
Yeah, it was
they don't seem to actually have been sent back in time, even though the episode keeps telling us they have.
it's
It
like, oh look, there's some old buildings and shadow
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
Whoa.
it's essentially the Digicords version of
yeah.
going back in time. Or
Which
forward in time. I never quite figured that out. What Digicords was supposed to be back or forward.
it was neither, I believe. I believe it was like it was basically what the it
It's
The
in the
time
damn.
was pretty
It's in
wonky.
the damn title that they're leaping through time.
yeah,
A
but
little more clarity on that would have been nice.
yeah, but they functionally aren't do. But like even here, okay, so Hero and Ruli get sent back in time or whatever. Okay,
They're in
what
Digicords. Okay.
what do either of them do in the episode that matters?
They just
Th-
walk
They
away from shadow things.
nothing
They
actually.
walk away. They walk around in eerie light and fight their own shadows,
No,
and I'm here for them fighting their own
no, but
shadows.
they don't even really fight them. Is the thing. Like there was some interesting stuff that could have happened with a shoved off to wherever episode, and they don't do anything with it at all. There's
I just,
nothing done in any fashion. Is my
I mean,
issue.
yeah, it's the overall perception of just them being stuck in this weird
But
liminal space that
but here's the thing.
I found really cool.
But the episode doesn't even decide if that happens. The episode claims to us that they've been sent back in time. So they're not actually trapped in some weird space. They're actually where they normally are and so little time back that they actually recognize the changes themselves and what used to be there.
Like, oh, it's a historical landmark. Woo.
Well, no, it's stuff they recognize as having used to been there, so it can't even be that far back.
Yeah, no, and I don't think they made any. It was the impression that it
No,
was like
but
30 or whatever
that's
years.
what I mean.
That's
That nothing happens to set. There's no function of them doing anything, or even any necessity to say, okay, they're in time has changed, the universe has changed. It is no different than them walking around a corner and then just seeing a shadow. That's all that happens here, outside of they need to claim there's time travel for later in the episode.
I mean, they could have done something like they did with the Flame On episode in Frontier, but no.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
there's
Now
no.
that's still like you're not wrong, but it still worked for me.
Oh, I'm not arguing that if it worked or not. It seemingly
Yeah,
worked for plenty of people. I'm just saying I don't see any point to anything that happened because they didn't even do anything. They didn't even functionally fight or anything. We got a few seconds of Ruli running away, but even when Angoramon shows up to save her, he just walks right up to her. At least with Gamamon, we get like the moment of, well, Gamamon knows it's Hero. And Angoramon knows it's Ruli because he already saw it happen.
I like that Gamamon figured that
Oh,
out.
I like that.
That
I
was a
like
good. That
no,
was a good
I
moment.
like that there wasn't even anything to figure out. It's literally
Yeah,
just like right for
he just
Hero.
knew it. Yep,
Yeah,
no hesitation.
I like that. It's just the nothing happens in the episode to be interesting. There's a few interesting visuals, and I think the lighting mood was done very well.
Mm-hmm.
The lighting was very good. The mood was slightly more menacing than we tend to get, even as they keep claiming the show's horror themed. So
Yeah, it's like only a couple ticks up,
yeah, but
basically.
it's at least a few ticks up. I just wish something had happened to make it worth them going to the effort of saying, "Oh, time travel. Oh, they've been, kidnapped to another dimension." Instead, nothing
They could have
really.
just said, hey, we sent them to the Shadow Realm.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
I
no. My
put
point.
that exactly.
No,
I
my
think I
point
put
is,
that
is that
exactly in my review,
my point is that nothing happens, and the only reason any of it there is for the 5 seconds at the end where they go, "Oh, cool, time travel."
which I loved.
Yeah,
Like that made the episode for me.
yeah, and of course, it's very easy to time travel when you're just throwing a pickle through the air.
Mm-hmm. I will be very. So, have you decided if the episode title is going to be a Pickle Rick joke?
So no, it's not. Because I was going to, but I thought of something stupider that has to do with a topic later, which I may save that and change to a Pickle Rick joke.
Excellent.
I haven't decided. I will allow you to send me Pickle Rick jokes, lest I go with the title I'm going to use, which I'm sending
Oh,
you
you're gonna
guys
have
right
to go
now.
with that. You're gonna have to go with that because I don't actually watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah, that's the
I've
joke I
seen
was
like
going to
a
use.
half of an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I just sent you guys the text of the title I was going to use, which feels slightly mean-spirited.
Hmm. Oh.
Come
Okay.
on, come on, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah,
That's.
so
Well, it'll be good if you get to that part
yeah,
in the Q and
yeah.
A. But
So um, yeah, it's weird. I don't really like this episode, not because like the mood was nice. We even got a handful of good character stuff, like Jellymon flipping out that she's not going to be owed a favor was very nice.
hmm
But the actual function of something happening just does not for me, and that kind of breaks the episode, regardless of any argument you can make about it. Is just the main thing, nothing happens.
it kind of it's similar to the CL the Sistermon CL episode in that we've had this long string of really nothing
Yeah.
happening, and just having that reminder that there's this thing in the air
Well, but
that's a little more concrete than
so
some of the stuff we've had
for
before, that they dealt with it in a very interesting way. And I love the fact that Piccolo was defeated just by the concept of Gamamon's character progression.
for me, it doesn't work like the CL episode did, because the CL episode at least had a lot happening in the middle and was very entertaining to watch the
Right, but
stuff happen.
that's where you look at the lighting and the
Yeah,
weird shadows
yeah.
and stuff
Here,
like that. That was sort of the effective replacement of
yeah,
that.
here,
It was
the
very. I'm not the only one that saw that had some real Call of Dagomon vibes to this episode.
eh,
Like, it's not as good as that, but it does it gives you that weird mindset.
yeah, you're not wrong. It's just the episode. I just didn't find it good. Is the thing for me. Like I
I
understand.
was
I
bored
understand.
as shit for the entire thing.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Dev.
I was bored as shit for the entire thing.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was. It's sort of like it felt like something was going to happen, and the thing that happened was basically just Piccolomon going, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck all your shit up," going back in time. Then he pops back and he's all hurt. He's like, "Fuck you, you bastard! I'm going to the future to see what happens." And then he pops back and he just loves Gamamon. And
Which
the
sort
end,
of which sort of solidifies, I think, a lot of us are expecting Gamamon's arc to be.
yeah, but we also don't need the only thing of consequence in an episode that nothing happens in to stop and tell us, "Oh, everything's gonna be okay." It would have been nice if that happened in an episode where stuff is actually going wrong.
Mm,
Like to have someone go, "Oh, you guys don't know what's coming."
Nah, if you're gonna go dark like that, keep it dark, I'd say.
I guess, but
I was kind of hoping for when Piccolo, instead of like, "Oh, you're my best friend," it's just like, "Yes, master, I will obey you." It would have been funnier.
yeah, the episode needed something. The only thing that I think overall was interesting was that very clearly someone told Piccolomon to do all this stuff. Like he didn't get this information out of thin air about, oh, they'll give him the watches. There's something going on there,
Yeah,
but also
yeah.
the show had the
This is where I think that's the sort of over speculation I'm trying to
no.
avoid.
See, I don't consider it over speculation because he actually said that they were supposed to give
Right?
it to him if he entertained them. Like,
I think he got wind of the idea and got it in his head that they
mm,
were gonna give it to him.
I,
I
you're not
we've
wrong, but it came
we've
across
been
as
burned. This is we've
oh
had two
I'm
straight seasons where getting burned
no,
by
see
that sort of
you're missing what I'm
thoughts.
saying. You're missing what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're actually going to follow up on it. I'm
Okay,
saying that the framing of
that's
how
important.
the framing of how he's acting isn't that he came to the conclusion, it's that he's been told to do it and that
It
will be his
makes
reward.
It makes the most sense if that was just, let's not assume that that's going to be the case.
Oh, I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm just saying that
Okay.
from the framing of the episode, it doesn't quite make sense that he came to the conclusion on his own. He's too, like, upset that things aren't happening the way he thinks they're supposed to. I'm not saying they're going to be clever enough to actually use it.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
just make sure we're clear on that.
Yes. But yeah, and Goromon ends on Puffery.
That was a really cute shot, though. I knew as soon as he
I
said,
guess I get what you mean.
as soon as he said that, Puffer, I knew you'd have a field day with that. But
Oh no
But-
no! I'm just commenting on that it ends with the Puffery. I'm not commenting on it further.
Yeah, but that was a really cute shot of
Yeah.
him and.
Oh no!
Ruby.
Like, here's the thing: the episode did mood very well. It just didn't do anything with that mood, as far as I'm concerned. The mood itself, it was very, like, the coloring alone would have made stuff work better if anything had happened.
Yeah. See, then that's the really interesting and kind of frustrating thing about Ghost Game is that the mood is generally
Good enough.
it's usually pretty good, so that if enough happens in the episode, that automatically is going to bump it into an approval rating. And for me, enough happened that I was satisfied with the episode. It's weird like that because it's just a question: is there enough in the episode? Because the mood's always going to be there.
Okay. But yeah, mood just didn't work for me. Yeah, I don't think. Do we have anything else to say about this episode?
Gamamon is adorable, but that's about it.
And
Gamamon is always adorable. I'm a sucker for first Aaron plots.
Yeah, and
I know they're so fucking cute.
They're so cute.
And Piccolomon's voice actress was Konami Yoshida, who was Michael and Shakomon in 02.
I know. I saw that after the fact. It's like,
yeah, like
Yeah.
that's a deep casting. And of course, she was also in Hunters and Savers and Other Missions, so not like completely gone. But man, that's like a weird one to think of.
Yeah, like okay.
It's like, oh yeah,
Haven't
Michael.
thought about him and
Michael exists.
haven't thought about Michael in 10 years.
And then next time we get episode 20, The Prison of Fire, and oh no, they're showing us go-karts again. Go-karts.
I'm glad I get to see Wezen.
Yeah.
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 Like putting those other evolutions to use.
Yeah. So we will, and it's gonna be a bit weird watching Ghost Game next week because the Digimon Con schedule came out, and that is a schedule, isn't it?
Yes, it is. To the minute.
Well, it helps when 99% of it is going to be pre-recorded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We might be underselling that.
No, I would say something will be live, if only because the raid is live.
Well, they do say the concert's live.
Well, no, those are live Those are live recordings.
Oh, okay.
But the raid is actually happening during Digimon Con, so they need someone to be able to at least announce something at the end to say, how well each team did, because you can't just. They're not just going to go Team A wins and play an automated. There'll be a little bit of flair.
Yeah, see, you were talking about a part I'm not going to pay attention to. So.
Well, yeah. So okay,
that's gonna be my review break.
Yeah. So let's go over all this. We get our 10-minute opening, which will be spiel, and then we move on to the game section, which will be 50 minutes. And the trailer, people freaked out for the 1 second of Digimon Survive footage. And I saw multiple people go, how much nicer it looks. It's like, no, it looks borderline identical minus a few framing things. And they change the movement pattern thing changed. And I'm not sure if it's better or worse, to be honest.
I'm not making any judgments over a quarter screen and a teaser.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the thing. The movement pattern thing is the only thing of substance that we saw for Survive It.
I haven't watched any actual Survive content in 2 years, so I don't remember.
They changed it from solid green to green blocks.
All right, let's go.
And that is
Ooh.
that is functionally all we have for Survive, but at the very least, like we've said it before, they kind of at this point cannot not show Survive.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is sort of a weird win-win, because it's like fans, who aren't fans who have gotten so used to disappointment are actually like ready for this. Like, oh my god, they're going to talk about Survive. Like, of course they
but it
are.
but it
They
also
have to.
but it
Yeah,
also
they're gonna
they
talk about Survive. They're gonna execute Habu publicly on screen.
I really would like, and I don't mean it in a mean-spirited way. I would really like for some people to understand this is not going to be like an epoch making game.
I
It's
mean,
just gonna
we've
be
been
like
preaching that.
half decent tactical RPG.
We
No,
we've
Probably.
been
we
we've been
have
preaching
been,
that for
but
3 years.
yes, but it's getting worse. Like the people full on freaking out over 1 second of footage and going, they're going to talk about it. We already knew they were going to talk about it. They took questions that specifically said, we're taking questions about Digimon Survive.
Mhm.
Unless that is a prank and they just go, game canceled, yeet. They were always going to talk about it.
That
So
would be amazing.
so we will see what else pops up there, because it feels like for the game section there's some other stuff they have to talk about, which we'll get into later.
Yep.
Then we have roughly an hour of the first half of the card game
Actually,
thing.
while we're on the game note, I actually found it interesting that the game section is only 50 minutes, considering the anime section is longer.
Doesn't surprise me, because the thing is that even if they decide to formally announce another game, they can only spend so much time on it when they actually have to do marketing for Survive. They don't want to chop themselves
Yeah,
off at the foot.
but that's what I mean. It's like I think that I would have imagined they could have done a little more. I would have expected them to do a little more on the
No.
game side than they did.
No, because that's the thing is they have to actually do the lead up marketing to something coming out, and and with Survive
Oh, I'm not expecting it all to be Survive. I'm just saying that they could
I
have.
expected more phone game bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah, but they can only talk about so much of that, especially when there's that stuff tends to have longer lead up for advertising and discussion.
Yeah.
But don't
But
worry,
we have more.
it,
We'll get into the
it,
phone game bullshit later.
it's followed up with 55 minutes of the first half of the card game match, and I can tell everyone forgot about that because everyone was like, "Oh, this is only going to be an hour long," and people forgot that that was going to be part of this for sure.
Are they
Honestly,
doing
so did
like
I.
one match?
No. It was like it, it was like 5 or 10 or something.
Oh,
It was like a
okay.
full.
That's
It was like a full series of things.
it's okay. I have to watch. I have to watch Ghost Game and write my review in
Yeah,
between all this. So it's good to have.
yeah.
Good to have a
Don't.
break.
Yeah, I think we had the exact same thought. Yeah. Is that's the
The timing is the
Oh, it's
timing is
perfect. The
is
timing's fucking
perfect.
the timing is fucking perfect for us, where we kind of only follow the card game for art and stuff like that. So the
Mm-hmm.
time it matches great for us. Then we have for just a little bit, they'll announce the initial stuff for the illustration competition.
In case Ghost Game doesn't go up right on time.
Yeah. Then we have the musical performance by Ayumi Miyazaki and the mini super band they put together. And they've noted that one will not be archived online.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Time to record that shit.
Then the Vital Bracelet Double Raid, which for some reason I've seen multiple people rewrite what the name of that is.
Time to write my review.
I've seen multiple people.
And that's the thing. That takes longer than the game discussion.
Yeah. So we will see. We will see there. Then we get the very big anime section, which just the size of it is very suggestive of I don't know, but something.
Yeah, that leads you to believe there's going to be a little more
Yeah.
O2
And
content than maybe I expected.
an hour and 15 minutes, there isn't enough based on what we know to cover an hour and 15 minutes of marketing in this fashion. So something is happening. We don't know what.
Wouldn't it be amazing if there was some really relevant event that happened in Ghost Game that that actually, meant something that happened during all of this?
So that came to mind, but it won't for one reason. Because they were very hardcore pushing the Ghost Game stuff at Anime Japan, being like, the beginning of the next thing of the anime.
Okay.
So
I mean, there is going
and
to be
that's in a
Ghost Game
month.
content, I'm sure, but I'm
Oh,
sure that won't
absolutely.
be too.
Yeah.
I mean, my main guess is like Blu-rays and reviewing Blu-rays and more pretty pictures of Blu-rays.
We'll see, because here's the thing: you can only announcing Blu-rays can only get you so much time there. And then
And there is going to be some 0-2 content, because
at the
they
very
were
least, there's the
taking
interview. At
questions.
the very least,
Yeah,
there's
they
the
were
interview.
taking questions and stuff, and I do, based on the time slot, I do expect to
Yeah.
get a little bit more on the movie.
Yeah. Then AR takes his nap for the second half of the card game match.
I might still be working on my review then. It
Yeah.
depends on how long I stall on it.
Yeah. Then
Also, I need to eat.
yeah. Then the Digimon Project theme will be played, and that's being done live recorded.
And exactly 4 minutes.
Yes. And Yuko Takahashi already confirmed that it is her, and she's the one who sings the song how we normally hear it, so that will be nice. Then we get the 5-minute closing. Then after the closing, we get 13 minutes of product designer interview and new product information, and that's the most suggestive one of all.
Yeah.
Because it is only 13 minutes long. They say it's an interview and new product information. That means they're announcing something, and probably interesting, that they're doing it after the closing.
Yeah.
Like that, here's the
Rest in peace,
thing.
my
Here's the thing.
bullet.
It doesn't mean they will, but that is very suggestive of a setup.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see what pops up there.
Yeah, like don't get too excited. It could be just like last time. It could be like partners.
Yeah.
More Otodama plushies.
Save that for the
Oh
very
God,
end.
that actually could be them showing those off and talking about how fans pick them and everything. That actually is not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I mean there's not really any
Yeah.
other place to put the miscellaneous goodies.
And God bless Bandai. Even in the English trailer, they had the translation wrong. For all Digimon fan everywhere.
For all Digimon fan everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it can't be for all Digimon fan everywhere because they're only giving the time in Pacific. So you have to be in this time zone.
Have to be. If you are in California,
you may be that fan.
This entire thing is specifically for you, Mark. You are the fan. Everyone else can go to hell.
No, it can't be for me because I'm not doing the raid or the 2-hour card game thing. Half of this.
You are. You didn't get the email, did you?
No.
This is mandatory. You better get a functional deck in a hurry.
I believe I have 8 cards. It's
the same 8 cards that I have.
Yes, it's the promo pack.
Oh, you're gonna do worse.
Oh wait, no,
worse than we did at the Olympics.
I have at least 10 cards. I have those 8 cards, and then I have the 2 from the magazine, the card game anniversary magazine, which they just announced the U.S. version of those.
You didn't get that 6-pack promo that they sent everybody?
Oh, 6. For some reason I thought it was 8, and I think those are the same cards Deb was talking about.
There's 6 plus there's a Goku card for the Dragon Ball set. I think you could sneak that in there.
Okay.
I don't think they notice.
Okay. I have that version also. So it will be 6 adventure anime characters, 2 V-Tamer manga characters, and Goku. I think I'll do okay.
I mean, Goku counts as Dukemon, right?
Yes.
And everyone from Adventure 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then on top of that, we have more Tamer products, and the art does not look weird this time.
Oh, it's nice that Takado's...
It still does.
Takado's mom finally stepped in and dressed Takado.
Yeah. And someone stole the weird pants that Genra had. And Ruki's lazy and wearing her school stuff.
Just wearing school uniform.
That is her school. That is her exact school uniform, isn't it?
I mean, I'd be surprised if she had another.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if she had another one. Okay. That is a school uniform.
Yeah. So we get hoodie, we get a towel, can badges, acrylic stands, all that stuff. A few with the original V-Pet sprites from the first 5.
This does feel to me like they just had an extra tamers design that they needed to get the unload. I don't know why tamers is specifically getting the attention on this.
Because if they
Especially the
were
really bad flowers, just copy pasted on there and sometimes slightly rotated.
because
Mhm.
if they weren't doing this, it feels like they'd be doing an end of the anniversary pop-up shop, and that's what the art was for. Is it feels like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like they're doing this because they didn't decided not to do an end of the anniversary pop-up shop.
To be fair, the reaction that some of the Tamers pop-up shop stuff had doesn't shock me. Although I don't blame Tamers for that. That Christmas art was so fucking weird looking.
It was
Yeah, it was.
horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
it was more like the graph art stuff. I'd be like, hell
yeah,
yes, this is
which
Yeah.
great.
bothers me because like this art's really good.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
the art's good. Like if this is another one of those things,
Yeah.
if I randomly stumbled upon this stuff at a con, I'd get it in a
Yeah.
second. But
Yeah. Let's see here. So we'll definitely be talking about something next week from here. And then the weird news keeps coming. Kazuna's getting a UK release, and apparently it's going to be in theaters next in like 2 weeks.
Oh, hell yeah. Good
toss
for
them a
Vonda.
bone.
Yeah. And there's been like weird echoes of all the anime having it, but not anything I've been able to confirm, which I really, because I'm not willing to email and go, hey, you guys know me, can you answer this? Because I've done work for them, and I'm not willing to do that type of email. So I sent email to the normal customer service thing and just never got a response. But and this goes back months, apparently on some sort of stream they mentioned having it, but it wasn't an archived stream. And then emails that people have sent, some are getting responses, some not. So it appears they do have it, but we haven't been able to get like solid confirmation or them saying it on social media.
See, this is something I would wonder if they might confirm at the at Digimon Con if England was in the Pacific time zone, but they're not. So I don't know if if it'll get mentioned.
It might be one of those things where they say the movie came out around the world and we just randomly see like the logo of that theater, or or it could be like, you remember when
it did get some theatrical screenings
yeah,
in some places. Like,
yeah,
didn't it get
so,
one in like the Middle East
yeah, Middle
or like
East.
Indonesia or something? Or
Latin America's getting, I think, theater releases like right now.
okay,
I think like now. Like people are buying tickets as we speak for them.
okay, okay.
So yeah. Um so good luck UK. Anime stuff does not work out for them that often. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's like I said, toss them a bone.
And
Good for
then
them.
cards. We have the clean images for Booster Set 9 minus the parallel cards. Though I think we've seen all the parallel cards. Meikumon looks great. Ragulmon looks great. Ordinamon, Ordinamon looks suitably creepy-ish
Or
with that.
yeah, Ornemon's a little more on what you'd expect from Ornemon than her
Yeah,
last design.
yeah. Merciful mode. You look at that card, you go, "Wow, this card's gonna go for way too much."
Yeah, this is more along the lines of merciful mode than the last one.
Yeah.
I hope they
That
make like a big playmat of that one.
Oh
it
yeah.
feel it's hard to gauge because they're really random. Death Exmon gets some really nice creepy artwork.
Mm-hmm.
As it should be.
Alphamon or Yuken gets art that tells us he's Alphamon or Yuken.
It's there.
Yeah. Then some clean images of some recent promo cards, most of which we've seen. 1 year anniversary event for the card game in the US, which it's for the English version. It's not clear if this was actually launched as an anniversary event because multiple people have reported that this has already been going on just without anniversary branding. Like these exact prizes, this exact format, and the page on the card game website mentions January through April. So apparently they sent this stuff out and just didn't mention it was for the anniversary. Now they're just saying it now.
Eh,
So we will see where that goes. It's confusing. Fun Digica did an episode going over some Booster Set 9 cards. Card Battle did the first Booster Set 9 battle. and also showing off people's social media photos. And they talked about Digimon Con again because there was the card product vote. During the card game stuff, I assume they'll show off whatever won there.
Hoping for Dark Masters.
Yeah. And then moving on from the X antibody cards to the X antibody collection's back, which isn't that shocking for this type of thing. It's all the same. It's just a bit more pre-orders for it. And they ship in April.
Oh, not bad.
Good luck at not buying them, Dev. I believe nothing interested you here last time. Was that correct?
Yeah, it's just like, I have
Yeah, so
other
we'll see.
things to
And
waste
then
my paycheck on.
and then probably more interesting, the pre-order went up for the Dukemon figure arts, and that is a very nice figure, and it can very much do a shocking amount of Dukemon poses.
I am trying really hard
Like
not to
that,
get it.
like that is a top tier figure, and the marketing images all being like really familiar looking Dukemon images really shows off the posability well. Because like even looking at them, like the I never know what to call the card, like the one that's almost like moon themed, where the shield
Mm-hmm.
and he's aiming the lance down. That looks great, and that's about $95. That's not bad. Alphamon
No.
Really
was more
good
than that.
price.
Yeah, and then over to the X2. The U.S. release is coming out at the very end of was it very end of March or April? It was let's see, March. We have the packaging for everything. It's about what we expected. I feel like we saw one of these at a DigiNavi, didn't we? Or was that from the X1?
Yeah. Uh,
It's similar enough.
I'm
It's a
pretty
bit.
sure it was the X2. I want to say it was the X2.
Yeah,
Maybe they're being cool.
yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, packaging looks very nice. Those will be out soon, and everyone can enjoy them. Then, um, more images of the D-Arc.
I want the thing.
It really does look fucking nice, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And they confirmed that yes, everyone's been newly recorded except Renamon, which will be clips from the show,
Yeah.
which is exactly what we expected, to be honest. At the very least, they're
Yeah.
telling everyone that before pre-orders have closed, so people can decide on their own. Which I don't see that changing anyone's mind, to be fair, but it's better to know.
Well, it can't have the best audio quality anyway because it's a little toy. It's a fancy toy, but
Yeah,
I don't
but
see how the difference between like archival
well, but no, it's just the
audio and
ability
the
to have
external.
them say new stuff. Where
Mm.
in the case of that means you're in some cases you're stymied by even what you can have Rookie say because you have to make sure it matches what's there. Yeah, it looks nice though. I'm looking forward to that. Vital Bracelet, the raid from Digimon Con, they announced it will be Apocalypse and Diablomon again, but it will be a versus raid. And within about an hour, you could see exactly why so often companies don't do this stuff. Every like raid group on Twitter yelling at people to only pick one of them. Then the EX2 Digimon Tamer Dim cards are shipping and in people's hands.
Nice.
Yeah. And what's odd, I don't minus the Wormmon one, do we know any upcoming Dim cards at this point?
Um,
I don't think we know any.
no.
Unless I've forgotten one, but I don't think I have. I think everything is shipped at this point except that one. And then because they did not do enough, they put up an interview with basically people in charge of various Digimon things. And
They
man,
need to remain anonymous too.
well, to be fair, it's not anonymous. In the case of N, that's the name he uses in stuff. Like we have other stuff with Mr. N being the person labeled.
Mm-hmm.
And like he appear like he's in videos where they don't hide him, they just call him Mr. N. Like he's the producer who shows up most of the time when they do Vital Bracelet stuff. In fact, we know his name, I just don't remember it. They just call him that when he's writing stuff. And then Mr. A, they talk about the Tamer stuff, which we'll let people read that because they go over a lot, like why they did a new mold. They talk about wanting to keep Fig Arts going, wanting to do more NX Edge figures. They talk about Frontier a decent bit, which is a nice touch. They bring up Monster Arts. And one of the things they mention is they want to do CSCA D-Arcs for, or CSCA Digivices for all the Digivices that have been released up to this point, if possible.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I would be all for that. My
Yeah.
wallet disagrees, but you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate that they want to do
Yeah.
that.
And they also bring up that, oh yeah, Monster Arts exist. I wonder if there's something we can do with that. That's like the non-humanoid Fig Arts, but like what you would do for Godzilla and creatures like that. So there's some interesting possibilities there, especially since they mentioned, oh yeah, one of them really likes never say it right, Vitramon. It's like, oh,
Ooh.
you could do a nice monster figure of him. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll
I mean,
see.
they did have a D-Arts of that one, so they already have the basic kind of concept down.
They didn't do Vitramon D-Arts, did they? That was, I think you're thinking D-Real.
D-Arts, D-Real, goddamn, yeah.
Yeah. The problem is they can't really reuse anything from D-Real because those were basically like, they were very nice looking, but those were basic like $15 figures back then. I don't think anything from that's usable anymore in the sense of,
They definitely don't have the molds, but
no, I mean even if they have
basic
the molds,
articulation.
I don't think, because you'd sell those for 25 or 30 now, and at that point you're just going to redo everything. I think. People like that line enough that I wouldn't be shocked if I was wrong in that, and one day just announced they're going to do another printing of stuff. And
I would
then,
be totally down for that.
and then we can all say goodbye to Jan Hedgehog Harrisman. They're shutting down Rearise worldwide April 20th and 21st.
And this is why I don't trust Bandai with any kind of smart game.
This is what I meant by clearing house.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the murdering it the week before.
Yeah. that's not an indication of anything.
In other words, we can celebrate the new game being announced later this week.
Yeah, basically.
Um,
We had a question on that too.
Yeah.
Like, that's another easy one we can tick off.
Yeah. So the other thing worth mentioning is the story is all there no matter where you are. So if you're playing for the story, go play. And then, sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever get there?
I'm through chapter 6, so I've got about 14 more chapters.
Play
to
or
go.
play. You only have so. Although, although of course it's not closing in a week. It's closing in April, so you actually have plenty of time.
Yeah, no, I got 2 months. I'm like, I can do 14 chapters in 2 months. I have to dedicate to it, make sure I get a couple chapters a week done, but that's not that hard if I actually commit to it.
And then swapping over to Chinese mobile games, A New Century gets its first original Digimon, which we're translating for now as Magpiemon, which much like Hexablaumon, that is not an actual name. That is just a translating the name of the literal Chinese name and replacing Beast with Mon. Because their names would basically translate as Magpie Beast. So this is definitely going to get a different name whenever it hits our shores. So we'll see. And we get a new silhouette of a guy with a cape. Hurrah.
Magpie Cape Mon.
Yeah. So we'll see what pops up there. And then the poll, it has been way too long. The poll's finally over. So for the last third, Zwart Defeat wins, Superior Mode, Gamamon. Not super shocking, minus that I admit I thought Uber was going to be higher. I thought Uber would do better than 6th.
Oh yeah.
And then the
can't get above Luminamon.
Yeah, and then the top 10 really does show how random the numbers for this has to be. So Kulamon being number 1 does not shock me. EX6
No.
kind of makes you go, eh.
That's
Edo mode, sure. Bancho
mhm.
Lilymon, I
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
definitely yes. That's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yep.
defeat makes sense. Superior mode makes
Half
sense.
the reason I can get through I'm okay with trying to plow through Re-Rise is because I got Bancho Lilymon on my team now.
Crossford Knight being ranked so high seems odd to me. Like
Okay, let's visually it's the most badass
yeah,
Shoutmon form.
I didn't hate that Shoutmon.
lovely Angemon being there makes sense because people really like that design.
Yep. Yep.
Gamamon barely makes it into the top 10, which I
Yeah,
think that's the weird
Gamamon.
one.
Gamamon would underperformed his polls here.
Yeah, and then Gilmon X sneaks in,
Sure.
basically tying with Gamamon more or less. I honestly thought Gamamon would have at least been top 5. Like,
Same. I would have expected him above Zword.
yeah. Although the last third poll, the Wezen people failed. Betel Gamamon ranked quite a bit higher than him.
Ooh.
For shame.
Come
Good
on,
try.
Wezen people! You need to have him win every time to be able to claim that he's actually more popular. Wezen was under Gardramon Gold, and no one likes Gardramon Gold.
Jesus.
Like that's the amazing one is no one gives a shit about how did Gardramon Gold get ahead of Wezen and Kaus?
Trolling?
Actually got ahead of Negamon and Abatamon too. I thought those guys would do better.
Yeah, well, Batamon Core was the one that people liked, and that one ranked much higher.
That's fair.
Core was the one that looked like evil Pac-Man. Waka Waka. So yeah, so that's finally done, unless they find some way to bring that back, and it just kind of makes you go, oh no, they're going to do this again, aren't they,
Please
for
don't bring this
2022?
back.
Yeah. And
Please
then
don't bring this back.
talking about a poll that we're all happy to talk about, part 3 of the Otodama votes. This one is main
This is
characters who have
wordy.
not gotten an Otodama, and it's amazing how
Just call it the main characters from the seasons no one cares about.
well, Frontier isn't here. See, Frontier not being here is actually more telling than anything else. That
It
means
really, yeah.
that already telegraphs that they're doing them for the anniversary because there's no reason for Frontier not to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a tough one though, because like this is what I'm more along the lines of what I was hoping for with them kind of like put all of the less popular seasons kind of let them duke it out without any interference. And at the same time, I'm looking at these kind of going, which one do I want as an Otodama? And I kind of want to see Darulumon.
See,
Same. Actually, all of the
my favorite one is a
crossword
bunch
ones.
of people said the ones that always win can't win. Agumon and Vmon, and all I went was, look, Agumon's there, then we have red Agumon, slightly purple Vmon, and other blue Vmon.
You know, if people mistake Gumdramon for Vmon and Gumdramon wins, that's fair. I'll take a Gumdramon. He's awesome.
He has a good design. I
I
enjoy
love
it.
Okay.
Gumdramon.
So they're gonna do 3 of them. If you had to pick 3, and not you picking 3, which 3 do you think vote-wise would actually win?
Shoutmon,
Um,
Gashmon, and Agumon.
I think Agumon, Gaomon, Shoutmon.
I'm See, Agumon's like a cheat answer because it feels like whether people
Yeah.
care about that Agumon or not, it's Agumon.
They're literally just gonna use like a different yellow fabric and print some red on the
I'm
little
gonna say
paws.
I'm gonna go for what feels like the obvious trio, but it feels like it's too obvious, which is Agumon, Shoutmon, and Gatchmon. Although it feels like the problem is Offmon. It feels like people are gonna want that one.
Well, they are,
Hoffman
but
is
they
such a
kind of like
fucking.
already failed off Mon in the Digimon Partners
I
plush
think
vote.
the Atmon.
So
I think the Atmon vote's gonna get split here.
You think? Yeah,
I
what's
think it's gonna.
I
I
think
think
the
it's
app.
gonna get split a little too much.
I think there's 4 choices that Appmon fans would vote for, and that does split it too much.
Yeah.
I feel bad about the one that I don't think most people would vote for between those 4. Dokemon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see what
I
pops
mean,
up
I
I
there.
mean,
feel
because
like the Herd is going to get a
Yeah.
higher vote than Dokemon.
Yeah, that closes in under a week, so
oh
go and
god,
vote for that. I'm trying to
no
think.
good.
So, okay, out of these designs, Lalamon probably translates the easiest, and Sparrowmon's the one that will translate the stupidest. Although Ballistamon,
Those are ones that I want.
yeah, Ballistamon doesn't feel like he'd translate well either, to be honest.
No, no.
So,
Ballistamon almost like it's a one-sided digivolving spirits toy that doesn't actually digivolve. Like all the articulation looks like it's there, it just doesn't turn into anything.
Yeah. And then moving on from that to cats. It is Cat Day. Digimon Web
Cat
posted
Day.
social media of the cats, and that is
Well, it's Cat Day. Cat Day tomorrow, but yeah.
yeah, amazing quality art. I like Tailmon, Black Tailmon Uber, just like standing there and hiding.
Yep. I like that they acknowledged Mikemon's existence.
Yeah, at once every year and a half, we're reminded that that Digimon exists.
Oh yeah, Mikemon exists.
Yeah. And then
They need to use Mikemon
and then
somewhere.
it's fun. Every 6 months, this comes up like clockwork, and every 6 months, we say the next time this comes up, people are gonna act like we don't know. We get reference book updates featuring the 3 awakened forms of the Sister Mods, and people are like, "Wait, Sister Mon Seal actually? She's been in a cartoon at this point, people."
Yeah, that conversation has been settled now.
It's been settled 100 times over.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm like, I don't know how much you saw, but like on Twitter, people were like, again, like, "Oh, it counts." It's like cartoon.
yeah.
Like, we literally discussed her getting a fancy card like a month and a half ago.
She committed acts of violence during Mario Kart.
Yes.
They are going out of their way to legitimize Sister Mon CL. Like,
Well, here's the thing.
There's nothing more we can say
No,
about this.
but like, I feel like there's nothing more to say about it. When she was in V-Pets in Japan, what, 2 years ago at this point? It's not. She was in the Pendulum 20th. In fact, if I remember, she was in the Pendulum 20th was from 4 years ago at this point. Because
I now know my answer to one of the questions later on.
And then moving on from that, we get the box art for the Magnamon kit, which is out. I love seeing the anime style art, to be honest.
It looks gorgeous,
Yeah,
and I want
that's
the
very
thing.
nice.
Yeah. And then we get social art for the episode, which is Gamamon and a pickle for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
You think Piccolo-mon would be there, but it's just a pickle.
I'm just gonna split the difference and start calling him Pixiemon from now on.
A lot of people were actually doing that, like, not my problem, I call him fucking Pixiemon. It's like, yeah, I try to call him Pixiemon, but I try to keep track of which version of the show I'm discussing, and God, that name's fucking horrible, Picklemon.
I used Piccolo-mon in my review.
Yeah.
Just to put that out there.
Then we have questions. You guys in the chat can start throwing them up. The first one that was sent in ahead of time, someone wants to know if we've been keeping up with the Amico stuff, and I have. I assume they haven't. Minus that it's gotten so stupid, they might not be able to avoid it at this point.
I have not been paying attention whatsoever, and I don't give a fuck.
Oh, it's gotten stupid. At the Talarico's
Hey,
not.
what do you mean gotten stupid?
It's gotten past. It's gotten stupid. It's gotten
since you introduced this present concept to us.
It's gotten stupider. Talarico's not CEO anymore. He's only the president now. They have a different CEO. They had to do a bunch of financial disclosures because they were doing another investing
Money
round.
laundering?
The amount of money they've burned is amazing, to the point that it's a investing, like, it's not crowdfunding, but it's like an actual investing site that works like a crowdfunding site. The new CEO won't answer questions from people unless they give him a LinkedIn. As in, like, he doesn't believe they're real questions.
See, this is still only. This is not getting stupid. This is getting
No, there's
stupider.
yeah, but
This is
there's
getting stupider.
or my person.
The point where this got stupid was when they said, "Let's create this thing and
Yes,
call it the
yes.
Amico."
And what I just linked you guys, people who are still fans going like into like cult mode, like full on crazy psycho cult.
At that point, the Amico should just have the coded
I,
messages
I'm
built
go.
into it so that
I,
when
I,
you switch it on, you get the
I'm
instructions.
going to read the first response to what I just sent Dev and AR. The first response
I
is
feel like good because I feel like if I click this link, I'll catch a virus.
no, it's okay. I'm reading the first
It won't even let
response.
me see it on mine.
I'm reading the first response, not the actual comment itself. The first response is, the Amico has the power of love. It has the greatest potential. We just need to have the product to come out so it grows.
Are there any comets coming soon? Because wow.
Yeah. It's like full on cult sociopath insanity. Like the numbers of how much money they've lost and shit is actually amazing.
Tommy, you need to email the show again because I miss you. I want some answers.
Uh, Fake Tommy does email the show more. I just don't put them in every week because it's a bit too much sometimes.
I think we're due. Maybe not next week because we're gonna have con stuff to cover.
Yeah,
but
we have too much. We have too much Fake Tommy. Next time, do it the week after, and you'll get it. Let's see in the chat. What is our favorite Digimon that's been in the anime, and what's our favorite Digimon that's not in the anime? From RL Sora.
favorite Digimon that's been
Not
in
not
the
okay.
anime.
Not in the anime is easy. The Vidramon family.
Yeah.
In the anime, I'm just gonna say Agumon. I don't have it. There's too many like to actually like structurally think of in that case for me.
Citramon. Well, if we're going favorite Digimon that isn't in the anime, I'm gonna go with favorite Digimon that is in the anime and nowhere else.
Dev?
Dorumon for does it count? Does X Evolution count as in the anime?
It's anime close enough.
It's yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the fluffy baby, and for
It
not.
is as much as we can make fun of X Evolution, it
Oh,
is technically animated.
Dev, I know the funniest answer for not. Noir.
Oh.
But that's just I can't use that for my answer because I spent too long in Catholic school.
Yeah. Although if you're in Japan, Noir is there. Cough cough. I desperately want to see someone get angry trying to figure out if that's true or not, when we all know it 100% is not. So who not for you, Dev?
Hard to say because there's so many and I love them all and they are fluffy.
Okay, Dev's answer is Bun.
Good
You know
answer.
what? That's
Good
actually
job,
fine.
Dev.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then someone wants to know, do we have any last minute Digimon Con guesses? Has anything we've seen the last few weeks changed your mind?
New mobile
Not
game.
really.
So I should mention this. This was sent
Yeah.
before the schedule was sent.
I think we got this question last week before we had the whole
Yeah.
conversation about the possible announcement of a 2020 dub.
This was sent like Saturday night. Like this literally like was right before we got this. This was like the worst time to send in.
This
That-
is the question that generates news every time, guaranteed.
Yeah. Then let's see. Next question.
Someone for next week needs to submit the question: is there anything from Digimon Con you were hoping to see but didn't get? Because by the time they ask that, we'll get some follow-up announcement.
News of a good video game.
We're never getting that.
Yeah, that's when has that ever happened?
Then someone wants to know, do we think all the new Sonic movie TV stuff will be good? I mean, the first movie was good, so why not?
I have high hopes for the second movie, and I think they will gradually grind it out and eventually be crap again by the time they hit the TV series.
Do you like how they announce it though?
No, I think that's yeah, I think they're in trouble.
No, you
It's
get
like, yep,
you.
they're riding this into the ground
No, no,
hard.
no. You get that the announcement was a joke, right?
Oh,
I
was
didn't
it?
even see it.
No, like
I,
it.
yeah,
Okay, so they announced another movie and a Knuckles TV show. They announced
yeah.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Oh.
That's funny.
No, I heard the movie. Okay, so yeah, that I knew was the joke.
So Sonic 3 and then the same style of TV show for Paramount Plus, Knuckles, and it will still be Idris Elba playing him.
That's
I
really
hope that's
interesting.
real because
No, that is 100% real. I saw that and I basically went, what fucking world are we in where we're getting an announcement of a
Mm.
Knuckles TV show starring Idris Elba?
With Idris Elba.
Like him in the movie, like when they did that, okay, I get it. They hired a famous voice that makes sense for the character. And
Is
then
he even in the new is he even in the new Thor movie?
I, his character's, did he die?
I
I, th-
mean, that's a relative question nowadays.
I think we'll
did
Like
he get
see.
like Thanos snap or
his
some bullshit? I don't remember. I
his
don't keep track of.
his character definitely did die at some point.
Well,
Whether or not he
no,
is still dead, who
I
knows?
thought he was one of the people on the ship. I
Yeah.
well,
Oh no,
who?
no, yeah, it
I
was,
thought
but
everyone
like
got murderized or.
it's Marvel. Who the
Yes,
hell knows?
yeah, we'll see. Ramon wants to know what segment of Digimon Con are we looking forward to the most? I'm going to guess for all three of us.
Okay.
Okay,
The end?
for me, anime. For AR, anime. For Dev, I'm gonna go ahead and say anime.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. It's the part where I get to take a break and eat and write my Ghost Game review.
So anime all around. And
Yeah.
and I will go ahead and say this: if anyone expects I'm doing the normal Twitter stream, that's not fucking happening.
Yeah, you can just watch it.
Yeah. Uh,
Just watch it.
like something being soft subbed late at night, and it's only an hour. Fine. No way in fuck am I doing 6 hour bullshit. I will do announcements, an occasional screenshot, and maybe some extra screenshots of musical. I'm not gonna try sitting there and for ignoring the various breaks for much of that. Trying to do that,
Yeah,
just
just watch it.
yeah,
It's there for everyone to enjoy.
yeah.
And hopefully there'll be enough stuff that's actually enjoyable.
Then someone wants to know, we've talked about how much there is for Digimon at the moment. Do you think that continues for a few years? It wouldn't shock me if the TV show took a break, but I don't see like things actually slowing down generically for at least a while.
I can see things slowing down, but I don't see them stopping. I think we'll get
Okay,
little stuff
okay. Me,
every
me,
year.
me saying not slowing down may have been the wrong phrasing. Slowing down potentially because like you may not have an anime TV show, but I don't. I mean like not really going back to where we were before. It was like, oh, every few weeks there's news. Is what I'm feeling. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it because they've both companies have told us like Digimon's more and more part of their stuff and they're expanding it. So
Oh,
stuff's
yeah,
happening.
it's gonna keep going. It's just a question of quantity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doing decently with multiple demographics. They're making their money, so there's no point to
And
take it out back and put it down like a mad dog.
and
Again,
scale we're not going to answer questions about the anime when we don't even know if that's going to happen. We're not going to answer questions about the next episode, especially when it's speculating on what may or may not happen in the episode, because we do not even
if
know
you
if
want
that's
if
coming
you
up.
want the answer to that question, watch the next
Yeah.
episode.
Um,
That'll hope that
yeah.
might give you your answer. It might not actually,
It
but
very well may
I mean,
not
you only got a
because
couple days to wait.
the show's been doing
it's
that.
that's making an assumption already.
Yeah. And that someone wants to know with news of more fig arts, and when they say the SD figures, they're talking about the NX Edge ones, I assume. since those were kind of like themed together in that interview, who do you want to see? So for Fig Arts, who do we want to see?
CL. Let's just keep it going. Rub it in harder.
I keep thinking if they do CL, someone's gonna try to modify it into Noir.
Someone's gonna paint it black and add what is it, cat ears for Noir?
I'm trying to think who, like, if it feels like
I know they'll never do it, but I would want a Vomdemon one.
Ooh.
It,
Yeah.
it feels like Belial could get a Monster Arts. I would it it feels like X4 would be an obvious choice. I'm not sure if it's specifically the one I want, but it feels like they would do X4.
With the mod for X4 Knight, if you want to attach the cape.
Yeah. And as for the NX, I assume they mean that by the SD. We get a lot of super deformed figures. We need, because that could be like the lookup figures, but I assume they're talking about the NX Edge ones. It feels like the first two obvious choices would be Roto Nightmon and Duftmon.
Well, didn't they do a poll recently
They
asking
do a lot of polls.
specifically for like the NX Edge ones?
I don't remember, but in the case of those two designs exist. Like people have seen them. Like they're not toy designs; they're from the game. But those, like, do a 2-pack and brand it as Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah, people would buy it.
That's what I would say. Last chance for questions in the chat. Um. I know who. Okay, it wouldn't really fit the theme of NX Ed style, which has like a kind of mecha vibe to it. But Arrow V Dramon Zero Maru, just like as a little chonky figure.
Oh,
I would love
yeah,
that.
that would be nice.
Like that's not really the style of that, but like just do like the super deformed version of him that's always appearing in the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Just him doing his little happy dance.
Yes, I would very much want that. Looks like that is it for questions. AR, have you done anything recently?
I mean, technically, I put a video up on Saturday, but that was not actually Digimon related. I will try to. I need to try to get to some stuff. I've had a bit of a backlog.
Yeah.
It's been a hectic month. I
Uh,
think things are starting to wind down though, so I might be able to get to some questions.
winding down right as Digimon Con's coming around.
I mean, that takes up 6 hours of my time, and half of that I'll be doing other stuff. So no, that doesn't take up a whole lot of time for me.
And then
I'm not that busy on Saturday nights most of the time
yeah.
anyway. If this was during an actual convention, I'd be freaking out, but it's not. It's a
Yeah,
normal.
because that's like way too much time to like duck out of a convention for
Yeah, I
God
can't.
knows what.
I wouldn't be able to handle this if it was 2 weeks
Yeah.
earlier, but
Okay.
no,
Well, and
this
also
week's
at conventions they have like the shittiest Wi-Fi in existence, so
that
good luck.
too.
Yeah. And Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read?
In honor of Cat Day, they should look up Betsumon.
Yes. Yes. I was gonna say where's Spetsumon and Bastamon in that picture.
And we will catch you guys next time when we will actually have hopefully too much news to discuss. So thank you everyone for showing up. We will catch you
They
next
better
time.
not. They better not give us a million cards next week.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.